Hi, my name is Elle, and this is why Leslie Van Houten should definitely be granted parole. Should have been done. I'm going to start with a quote that Dr. Todd Grande, he said, a licensed professional counselor and a chemical dependency professional. He said of Leslie, "I think a major contributor to Leslie's behavior was Charles Manson. She would not have become a criminal without him. She was exposed to his teaching and to large quantities of LSD at the same time," which is probably something like trying to read about conspiracy theories while on a roller coaster. Distorted information is coming to an individual who has distorted perception and who's 19 years old and whose brain isn't all the way developed yet. He goes on to say, Leslie was in a vulnerable place and he took advantage of her. She should be granted her separation from the Manson family. But Deborah Tate does not think that she should be granted that separation. She willingly spreads misinformation and lies to keep Leslie in jail, like outright lies. Like she says, if she wanted to go, she could have gone. This was an middle class white woman, or a young woman. Sorry, she was white too, but that doesn't matter. So that's what she said. If she wanted to go, she could. But as Allie Lansing said in her letter to Gavin Newsom, she tried on multiple occasions to leave. Charlie slapped her in the face and rebuked her for not having any loyalty. Like, she couldn't have just left. Megyn Kelly tells Deborah that the parole board has highly recommended Leslie for parole, and Deborah says, what else could someone do except use their time to the best of the ability to gain their freedom? That's my Deborah Tate voice. I will be using that henceforth. I absolutely believe from the bottom of my heart that if released, this woman is a danger to society, if not actively taking part in the act of murder again, at least in the way she influences young people's mind. And underneath, there's an agenda, and that agenda is a race war. Seriously, Deb? Like, I'm sure you haven't been to prison, but there's a lot of other things that Leslie could be doing with her time than getting a master's degree and teaching people how to read. She could be murdering other inmates, or like starting a prison cult. And are we still, Deb, pushing the helter-skelter narrative when I don't think that was ever their intention, was like to start a race war. I think it was to blame the Black Panthers, who Charlie was afraid of because of when he shot lots of Papa Crow when Tex stole that money and left his girlfriend as a hostage. Then they would be blamed for killing Gary Hinman and they could get Bobby out of jail. On Nightline in 1994, when asked the question, isn't it possible that she's reformed? Deborah says, I don't believe she's reformed. I sit in this room as close as you and I are, and you can get a read on people's vibes, end quote. Really, Deb? We're granting people parole based on your vibe checks? Okay. She goes on to say that if they'd been tried and convicted today, they would have been tried as domestic terrorists, which I wonder if she really even believes. They would not be tried as domestic terrorists. But while we're here, I'm going to have to actually end this video because Allegra said I only had 4 minutes. And I'm a little bit over that. But in the next video, we're going to go over some far worse crimes that people have done, but they have done less time because they weren't associated with the Manson family. So stay tuned for that one.